Did you know that? Before we start, here's a simple fact. The Samsung Z Fold 8 Ultra completely flipped the tables this year, with a bigger silicon carbon battery and faster charging than the Pixel, after Google was the clear winner in battery last year. This info alone is enough to make you rethink before spending your money. In this video, I'm going to show you every single difference between the Pixel 11 Pro Fold and the Z Fold 8 Ultra in design, durability, display, software, performance, camera, and battery, so stick around till the end so you can walk away with the right decision. Hi everyone, and welcome to Mobile vs. Channel. Today we've got an intense, heated comparison between two of the strongest foldables launching this year, the Pixel 11 Pro Fold versus the Samsung Z Fold 8 Ultra. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to support our tech community and help us reach 1,000 subscribers together. A simple goal, but we need your support to get there. Price difference. The Pixel 11 Pro Fold is $200 cheaper than the Z Fold 8 Ultra, and that makes the Pixel look like the obvious, logical choice at first glance. But it's not as simple as you might think. If you get this choice wrong, you're going to be stuck with this device for many years ahead of you. So why am I still willing to pay more for the Samsung? Let me show you in detail. Design. Design is personal, but the two devices take completely different approaches on this. Google closed the gap in thickness and weight this year, but the Pixel is still noticeably thicker and heavier than the Samsung. One-handed use. One-handed use is roughly a tie between the two devices. The Pixel's camera bump gives your finger a spot to grip and stabilize the phone, while Samsung's slim body and narrower cover screen make it just as easy to hold in a different way. Durability. This is where the Pixel completely flips the table. The Pixel Fold is fully water and dust resistant with an IP68 rating, while the Samsung Z Fold 8 Ultra is still stuck at IP48 only. On a $2,000 device with a hinge full of moving parts, just one grain of sand getting in can completely destroy the device, and that's a real, clear win for the Pixel. Magnets and notification light. The Pixel also has built-in charging magnets integrated directly into the device itself. Samsung, on the other hand, needs a separate magnetic case to get the same feature, and since you're probably using a case anyway, this feature roughly evens out and isn't a huge difference. Google also brought back the signature notification light that lights up when a notification arrives, and that's something I'm personally happy to see return. So Samsung wins on thinness and lightness, and the Pixel wins on durability, and personally, I'd take durability over a difference of a few grams any day. But once you open both devices, that tie completely disappears. Cover screen. The Pixel's cover screen is a bit wider than Samsung's, which makes typing easier, especially if you have bigger hands. But personally, I prefer Samsung's screen ratio for reading in general. Refresh rate. The bigger difference comes in refresh rate. The Pixel's cover screen, an LTPO panel, still only drops down to 60 Hz with static content, while Samsung's screen can drop all the way down to 1 Hz. You won't notice this difference with your eyes at all, but your battery definitely will, and it'll benefit from it. Inner display. When you open both devices, they both give you an 8-inch inner display exactly. But Samsung has an extra edge this time too. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold was already behind the Fold 7 in terms of crease visibility on the display, and Samsung's new display, called Flex Titanium, makes it flatter, sturdier, and more power efficient. On the crease issue specifically, the Pixel has no answer at all. Brightness and glare. The Pixel wins on brightness. Its number is clearly higher. But here's where it gets interesting. Samsung still wins for outdoor use under sunlight because the Ultra now has an anti-reflective inner display. So even though the number is lower, it's actually clearer and easier to read under the sun. Samsung also installs the inner screen protector straight from the factory, while Pixel leaves that task for you to handle yourself. So the Pixel wins on brightness, but Samsung wins on the display that actually matters to you in daily use. Software. Software matters a lot on a Fold device, and Google closed the gap significantly this year. Android 17 adds floating windows, and the Pixel can now open up to 5 floating apps at the same time. But Samsung is still miles ahead on this front. The Ultra can run 3 apps side by side at the same time on screen, while the Pixel is still limited to just 2 apps. Samsung's Sound Assistant feature on the Z Fold 8 Ultra lets you send audio from one app to wireless earbuds and a second app through the device's speaker at the same time. And both devices have a desktop mode, but Samsung's DeX mode is still the more complete and mature experience overall. Artificial intelligence. The AI topic is a lot closer compared to everything else. Both devices have Gemini, Gemini Live, and Circle to Search, in addition to exclusive features specific to each device. So if you want to fold for serious, heavy multitasking, Samsung wins without question. And if you just want clean, simple software with light multitasking sometimes, the Pixel is enough and gets the job done. Performance and processor. All this multitasking is worthless if the internal hardware can't handle it stably. The Pixel adds a brand new MediaTek modem, which is supposed to help fix the network and heat issues during 5G usage that existed in previous generations. And the Tensor G6 chip moves this time to TSMC's 2-nanometer manufacturing process. All of this looks excellent on paper in Pixel's favor, but Samsung still holds a clear edge in raw performance. The Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 Galaxy chip is built on a 3-nanometer process, which is technically less advanced than Pixel's chip, but it's clearly faster and better proven in sustained performance over long periods. Honestly, the Tensor chip doesn't really need to win benchmarks because Google controls the chip, Android, and all the software together as one unit. So for regular daily use, you'll usually never feel the difference. But if you push the device with heavy gaming, video editing, or heavy AI tasks, Samsung has more headroom and more room to perform. And on a device you're keeping for many years ahead, that difference matters a lot. So Samsung wins on raw performance. Cameras. Cameras aren't as simple as you'd expect at all. On paper, the difference between 200 megapixels versus 48 megapixels makes the comparison look easy and clear in Samsung's favor. But the Pixel still gives you more natural, true-to-life photos in terms of color processing. And the Pixel's 5 times optical zoom is clearly better than Samsung's zoom, which is only 3 times. But Samsung fights back hard on the rest of the camera department. Samsung's 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera is clearly and significantly superior to Pixel's ultra-wide, which is only 10.5 megapixels, especially in low-light and nighttime photography. And video is not even close between the two devices. The Pixel caps out at recording in 4K only, while the Ultra can shoot in 8K from both the main camera and the ultra-wide camera simultaneously, plus a recording technology called ProRes, which is dedicated to professional video color grading workflows. So for quick, simple photography, snap and go, the Pixel can get the job done just fine. But with the Z Fold 8 Ultra, you're getting a genuinely more complete, well-rounded camera system across the board. Battery and charging. And the biggest flip of this entire comparison this year was in battery. Last year, the Pixel had the bigger battery and easily won this round. This year, the situation completely reversed. Samsung now has a bigger silicon carbon battery, much faster charging, and was already more efficient even before this update. So Samsung takes the battery and charging point comfortably and without question. Final verdict. So, which one am I personally buying? The Z Fold 8 Ultra. The Pixel saves you $200 out of your pocket, and that's a respectable amount, but Samsung gives you enough of a convincing return in the inner display, multitasking, performance, cameras, and battery that the $200 difference is worth paying. If you're keeping a Fold device for many years ahead, that's the one I'm personally spending my money on. FAQ. As usual, we've reached the FAQ section. Does the Pixel 11 Pro Fold launch on the same date as the regular Pixel 11? According to leaks from 9 to 5 Google, the Pixel 11 Pro Fold is expected to launch on the same date, August 20th, alongside the rest of the Pixel 11 family and the Pixel Watch 5. Which is different from previous years where there was a clear delay for the Fold's release compared to the rest of the lineup. What's the expected price of the Z Fold 8 Ultra? According to leaks from Tech Cabal, The expected price starts at $1,999 for the base version with the lowest storage and goes up to $2,499 for the version with a full terabyte of storage. Does the Pixel 11 Pro Fold have a RAM downgrade compared to the previous generation? According to leaks from Gadgets Now, there are supply chain reports saying the Pixel 11 Pro Fold might come with a 12GB RAM option only, which is less than the 32GB that was available on previous generation models. Is the Z Fold 8 Ultra really the true successor to the Z Fold 7? According to GSM Arena, unexpectedly for a lot of people, the Z Fold 8 Ultra is actually the true direct successor to the Z Fold 7 in terms of specs and category, while the regular Z Fold 8 is a completely different device with lower specs designed for a different price category. Is there a new exclusive color for the Pixel 11 Pro Fold? According to leaks from Android Headlines and Gadgets 360, the Pixel 11 Pro Fold is expected to come in a brand new color called Pine, in addition to the usual Midnight Haze color that existed in previous generations. So that was my honest opinion between the two devices, and what about you? Let me know in the comments which one you'd pick and why. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can reach 1,000 subscribers together, and see you in a new video soon.